Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
A warrant of restitution is issued after a judge grants a landlord possession of a rental property, usually following an eviction lawsuit. But what happens next? It's not an immediate lockout. Once the judge signs the order for possession, there's usually a waiting period, often several days, before the landlord can request the warrant of restitution. This warrant is the official court document that tells law enforcement to remove the tenant. The landlord, or their attorney, then takes this warrant to the local sheriff's department, constable, or marshal's office. This law enforcement agency is responsible for carrying out the physical eviction. The agency will then schedule a date and time for the eviction. This scheduling depends on their availability and caseload, so it might not happen for days or even weeks after the warrant is issued. Law enforcement usually contacts the landlord or their representative to coordinate this date. In many places, law enforcement will post a final notice on the tenant's door. This notice gives the tenant a specific date and time for the lockout, often 24 or 48 hours in advance. This is the tenant's last warning to move out voluntarily. On the scheduled eviction day, law enforcement officers will arrive at the property. The landlord or their representative must also be present. The officers will ensure that all occupants, including the tenant and any other residents, vacate the premises. They supervise the process to maintain peace and order. Once the property is empty, the landlord will typically change the locks immediately. This officially ends the tenant's right to occupy the property. A crucial part of this process involves the tenant's personal belongings. Tenants are often given a chance to remove essential items during the lockout. However, any property left behind becomes subject to specific state laws regarding abandoned property. Landlords must follow these rules carefully. These laws often require the landlord to store the items for a certain period, sometimes 15 to 30 days. The landlord might need to send a written notice to the tenant, explaining where the property is stored and how to retrieve it. If the property is not claimed within the specified time, the landlord might be legally allowed to sell it, donate it, or dispose of it. The exact rules vary greatly by state and even by county. After the eviction, the landlord regains full control of the property. They can then begin cleaning, making repairs, and preparing the unit for a new tenant. The eviction process itself does not resolve any money judgments. If the landlord is owed back rent or damages, they might pursue these through a separate small claims court action or a collection process. Finally, the landlord will handle the security deposit according to state laws, deducting for damages beyond normal wear and tear or unpaid rent. Thank you for watching this explanation of what happens after a warrant of restitution is issued. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more legal insights and helpful guides.